Right, so in the new year I'm going to try really hard to be kind of like positive and try not concentrate on the negatives and the things that are making me frustrated and annoyed or down or whatever. But it's not quite 2015 yet, so I'm going to solve my frustrations from this week by having a little rant today in this video. So I'm just going to go through some things that have kind of driven me a bit nuts in the last week or so. So, number one is men fiddling with their meat and two veg, the giblets. Like, I understand there's stuff going on down there. I know it probably gets a bit sweaty, probably a bit itchy, a bit uncomfortable, but there are discreet ways of sorting it out. You haven't seemed to have learnt that yet. If we get an itch, we do one of our weird like walks where we kind of try and brush our legs together, or we go to the toilet, have a quick rearrange or whatever. But you just have a full-on, you know, public, I don't know, dance with your giblets, like. And if you're wearing like noisy trousers, you can hear it a mile off, and you know someone's having a fiddle, and it's just not attractive. It's not on. It's quite unpleasant, really. And the worst is I've started seeing people walking down the street with their hand literally permanently down their trousers. No. 2. This is one that I've had to deal with, and it's excruciating. I've always had it. I remember in science class at school when I was sitting on wooden stools, I'd get itchy tights. I don't know whether I'm buying the wrong tights, where maybe they're cheap tights, but it would get so excruciatingly itchy on my bottom that I'd end up going like that on the stool to try and sort it out. You know, like when you've got an itch on your foot and you go across the carpet like that? I'll be doing that with my bum. I'd say it's a bit like when dogs or cats have worms and they put their legs up and scrape across the floor. I was like that. If anyone else has this itchy tights thing, you know, let me know so I know I'm not a weirdo. In the cold weather, I'm trying to go for walks, you know, keep busy, get some fresh air. I get really itchy legs, and then when I take off my trousers to give them a good old scratch once I get back, they're like purple and mottled and corned beefy. Anyone else get that? When you go shopping or wherever, and a family decide to walk in a line and take up the whole pavement so no one can get past. And when I'm on a mission, I like to keep the speed up, I like to be fast, and you just can't get by. You're like doing that and just so oblivious. Single file, please. God, I'm getting sweaty because I'm so heated up about these things. You can tell I'm a bit stressed. Sometimes I really fancy a petit filou. I think about, you know, the creaminess, fruitiness, and then you open it and it's got that horrible water on the top. Had quite a few Barneys this week. I guess it's a stressful time of year and everyone's kind of a bit, you know, at the end of their tether. And you know when you're making a really good point, you're really onto something, you wanna make it clear, you wanna make it strong, and then you get the giggles and it's totally ruined. Yeah. Well, yesterday it was worse than that. I actually, mid-Barney, I tripped up on a paving stone and it just totally killed my argument there, and they've never looked happier than when that happened. Having to spend 30p to go to the toilet. As you know, if you watch this, I have issues with my toileting, so I need to go sometimes urgently and straight away and regularly. And having to scramble to find change, or having a queue because people don't have their change ready, and then you go and the toilets aren't even nice. So Waterloo public toilets, please, I don't want to pay 30p just to be able to release my fluids. You know when you get in the mood to watch a film, you've planned your day almost around it, you get the popcorn ready, blah blah blah, and then you open the DVD and it's not there. Had that with Indiana Jones yesterday, Devo. Every time it comes to the mascara putting on part of my beauty regime, I get the sneezes, then end up with the black underneath and up there. Am I allergic to mascara as well? I feel a certain amount of guilt and ick factor whenever I post a selfie. I don't know why, I'm just not very comfortable with it, even though I know that is what people generally like seeing on Instagram for some reason. People love selfies, etc. But when you see your friend post a selfie and they hashtag cute, beautiful, sexy, fit or something like that underneath, makes me feel all kinds of awkward. I just want to scratch myself. Ugh. Please don't do that. You know when someone's really rude to someone without, like, they've said something without being asked an opinion or whatever, and you say you're being rude and they're like, no, I'm just being real, or I'm just being honest or true to myself, and you feel like saying, no, you're being unneedingly rude and mean. Actually, just be kind to people. You know when you're out shopping or in a restaurant or on a train or whatever, and you see some kids being just really naughty and quite brattish, and their parents are looking at them as if, oh, aren't they cute, or aren't they funny, or oh, isn't it a laugh, or whatever. You're just like, no, this is gonna lead to a nightmare when they're older. You need to tell them that that's not on now before it gets out of hand. It's not cute, it's disrespectful and rude. God, I realise as I'm saying this, I sound really grumpy, don't I? Ooh. You know when you get your clutch bag or handbag ready for a night out and you're putting your makeup in and you think to yourself, oh, should I put that powder in? Could be an accident later. You almost like have a premonition about it and you go, nah, it'll probably be fine. And then, of course, the powder fills the whole bag, spills everywhere, causes a mess. You have to throw the clutch bag out. It's like you know it's going to happen, but you think, oh, maybe this once it won't happen. It will happen. I say I could do a whole video on commute peeves and annoyances. My trains are generally jam-packed full, and there's obviously people that deserve a seat more than others. Now when an elderly person or a disabled person or someone with heavy bags or a pregnant lady comes on, of course you get up and you give them your seat. But I'm really getting fed up of the men in the business suits who are totally aware that there's someone hovering near them that needs a seat, and they pretend they haven't seen them and they just stare into the paper and wait for a lady or someone else that actually probably needs a seat a bit more than them to give up their seat. Be a gentleman. I know we're all about, we're all equal, but I still think manners and being gentlemanly is a nice thing. Train tickets. It now costs me about 20 quid to get into London, which is extortionate. And okay, I'm willing to pay it if it's a good service, I get a seat, the trains run on time, but none of the above ever happen. I think there's got to be a way that you get a refund if your trains are cancelled, if you can't get a seat or whatever. It never seems to be working these days, and I actually lose money a lot of days rather than gaining money from work because of the commute, and at least I want to feel like I've gotten something for my money. Whenever I've got a party or a date or an interview or anything where I want to look as good as I can look, which is still pretty average, but you know, you want to look your best, I will get either a stye, so I wake up with this sticky gooey eye like that, or I'll get one of those spots that is so huge it's got a pulse, you almost get a headache, or it changes the shape of your face because it's so bulbous and you can't squeeze it or anything, so it's not even satisfying and fun. Why does that happen? Who decides that? It's not fair. Every day I do the mad where's my phone, where's my train ticket thing, and then it turns up in the place I looked first. I swear there's a guy that follows me around that just takes things out of my pockets, has a bit of a laugh and then puts it back. Right, I feel quite a lot better after that. If you agree with any of these peeves and annoyances, let me know, and if you've got anything that drives you insane, share them with me. I'll probably agree with you and we can make each other feel better about those things. Sorry if it's been a bit scary and I've been a bit impassioned about my peeves. I'm sure we all get like this sometimes. Might just be Christmas. Anyway, on a lighter note, Merry Christmas, only a few days now, and the end of Vlogmas is looming.